pediatric doctors, but there are no adult doctors for this condition, because he is the oldest survivor. If you have a laryngeal cleft, you want to make sure that you have a physician that has experience with clefts, and it took about 21 years for us to, again, another moment in time we never could have predicted.
Thank you for tuning into Time for You Evolve for female entrepreneurs. Remember, you have what it takes to achieve greatness. Your time is now. You're here with me, you're ready to change lives, and you're ready to change the world. Isn't it time to skip over the confusion and start creating sustainable and consistent results? We're going to pull back the curtain and start giving meaning to life in this podcast. Time for You Evolved. Hey, my name is Lisa Carmichael, and I am obsessed with everything online. It's no secret, in this crowded and highly competitive business world, we need to stand out. It's even more important at a deeper level to stand up for ourselves. I am a farm girl who grew up shy with zero confidence. If someone had suggested that I would eventually start a podcast, I would never have believed it. As a farm kid, I had the unique opportunity to embrace a holistic approach to life. All the seasons of growth were lessons that have helped me and other female entrepreneurs find success when they've been stuck and struggling. The Time for You Evolve podcast is here to help you navigate business online so you can be laser focused and help you navigate the messy and the magical in every season of your business. Pull up a seat to hear the tried and true secrets that other female entrepreneurs like you are facing, and get ready for real talk while you learn. This is the Time for You Evolved podcast. Hey there, entrepreneurs, ready to work smarter, not harder? Then you're in for a treat. Let's talk about video marketing, the smart approach that attracts, retains, and converts faster than any other strategy out there. Hey, I get it. Video marketing can be daunting. You know, you should be doing it, but you're not quite ready to take that leap, or you're frustrated because you're not looking like a pro. Hey, I get it. Who can blame you? Creating videos can be frustrating, time-consuming, and downright intimidating. That's where Big View comes in. It's the solution for your frustration. With Big View, you can create professional videos with ease thanks to its teleprompter app. I've been using Big View for years. Did you know that? Big View is an app that has saved me a lot of time and hassle. The app makes it easy to create professional looking videos. It's an online teleprompter that allows the presenter to keep eye contact with the camera while reading the text they need to speak. Using a teleprompter app allows the reader to sound natural without cue cards or notes to fumble or looking down while you're speaking. And the best part is that Big View allows you to focus on your performance and delivery so your confidence shines through. You get to keep eye contact with the camera while you're reading your script. Whether you're a marketer, a blogger, a trainer, a freelancer, a publisher, or business owner, Big View is designed with you in mind. If you're ready to take your video marketing game to the next level, click on the Big View link on my website, lisarcarmichael.com/bigview. Join me and be the best presenter you can be and learn how to make great presentations. And that's lisarcarmichael.com/bigview. Thank you for joining me here on Time for You Evolved podcast. Our listeners are female entrepreneurs who are stuck and struggling. And I met Deb at our Women of Words networking group because Deb is a co-author of the book Embracing ReMARKable. And I wanted Deb to share her story about how she wrote this book, why she wrote this book, because it just shows that we never know how things might turn out. When something
happens in our lives, it may be an opportunity to make good out of something that's really, really bad. And I'm going to start this out today is my challenges will not stop me. And that was a quote Markus wrote while he was writing this book with you, right, Deb?
Yes, he did.
Okay. I'm going to try to explain your story a little bit. I love your book. And if you want to grab the book, it is on the website, and I have to peek there. It is markusbachman.com.
That's
And
Markus with a K.
Markus with a K. That's right. So yeah, we have the book right here. So Markus was born with, oh my goodness, I can't even say it now. You'll have to say it for
Can I
me.
help you there? All right.
Yeah.
Back then in 1999, the medical community called it a laryngeal, tracheal, esophageal cleft type 4. Now it's more referred to as a laryngeal cleft type 4.
Got it. And the chances of your baby being born with this was 1 in 20,000?
Right. That's with a laryngeal cleft. There's 4 types, one being the shortest cleft, 4 being a complete cleft. And so he had the most severe type. So it's 1 in 20,000, but then from there to have the type 4 is even much smaller.
So let's go back to 1999, and you're pregnant and you go to the doctor and you get that phone call. No, actually, you went to the doctor. You knew something was wrong.
Well, I was very big. And everybody says, oh, I'm so big when I'm pregnant. But I was, by 29 weeks, extra large maternity clothes were really tight and my back was really hurting. Just things that were very different from my first pregnancy. I had called the doctor's office, but told, those are very normal. No worries. We'll see you in a few days. And when I walked in, her eyes got real big because I had what is known as polyhydramniosis, too much water, too much of the fluid around the baby because the baby couldn't swallow it, whatever reason. So it was that day that I found out. Yeah, prior to that day, I would have called my life very easy, perfect. I sometimes felt a little guilty. I had this great husband and this amazing daughter, and I was blessed with a second pregnancy. Then that day was the day we found out something could be wrong.
And you were also a nurse too.
Actually, when Markus turned 1, is when he was born, no one expected him to live. There was a 97% mortality rate with this diagnosis. So he had surgery the day that he was born. And when he made it to 1 year old, my husband and I looked at each other and said, you know what, we need to learn more medical things and get better at this. And so our solution to that was that I would go to nursing school.
And that opened your eyes.
Yes, the information that I learned there was super helpful in taking care of Markus.
I know that excitement that you have at becoming a new mom, I can only guess that some of our listeners have had that same feeling where you go into the hospital expecting the best to come out, and this was not what you expected. What I really liked about the book that you and Markus wrote is that you took your notes. You kept track. Was that healing for you too, while you were journaling and updating everyone else?
My husband did it really for the first couple years through emails. And for him, that was very, very helpful. And plus, you just don't have time to repeat the story over and over and over. It was very, very helpful. And then later when I would write in my journal, yes, definitely. It helped. It helped me because even though Markus had made it to 1 year old, he was still never expected to survive. So it was like I just wanted to remember every little thing that he did, an amazing thing, because just, those sweet things happen in the moment. And I'm going to always remember this, but it's just not always possible to do that. But very grateful that we kept track of everything, and that even eventually my daughter did some writing, and this is very, very helpful. And later we went on to Caring Bridge. It was his 9th grade year. The night before he was going in to get part of his lung removed is when we started the Caring Bridge. And that's actually, I'm not entirely sure exactly when Markus started to write on that, but eventually that's who everyone wanted to hear.
Caring Bridge, what an amazing tool.
Absolutely. That is a gift. It's such a great way to reach a lot of people, real quick. And we have people even now. I know Markus has not written for a couple months here, and people are like, when's he going to write? When's he going to write? What are you going to put on there? So
we need an update.
We do. That's right. That's what I told them too. I said, people want to know when you're doing well too. So.
Oh, good point. Good point. Yeah. I used Caring Bridge when my mom got sick, and it was kind of embarrassing writing about it because I didn't want to give out much information because it was just kind of private information. But now to be able to go back and reread, I'm able to pull up those feelings I had at the time, and that's good to do.
It is. It's good. I think it can be, being raw and real is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So whose idea was it to write a book?
I've always wanted to write a book. That was my goal since I was probably in middle school. And then people along the way were always saying that you guys should write a book on this. You already have one started with all the emails and Caring Bridge. And then when Markus was in high school, he got really, really sick. We weren't sure if he was going to survive what he was going through, and he couldn't work. So at that point I said, here's this. How about you take an hour a day, write down all your memories and your stories? And I guess I did that selfishly a little bit, for in my heart I wanted to always have those, especially to share with his siblings, because he wrote some pretty sweet things about them. And so we did that. And then he survived, and when he went to college, I had to drive him out there and spend time out there, not right next to him, but in the building. That's when I started going through everything, and that's when we started writing it and putting it together. At first we tried to do it with just Markus's story, just him writing it, but then people who read it said, no, we want the beginning. We want to know everything from the beginning. So then that's when I started the writing part, all of that experience, and bringing Mike and Heather in.
I love that. And I love how Markus really tied it together by explaining how one day he looked at all of the emails, the copies of the emails in the Caring Bridge. That
Just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see him. He was sitting on the couch over here, and he opened it up. It was just a big blue binder that his grandma had kept everything, made copies and kept everything. And he started reading that, and he's just sitting there going, I had no idea.
How old was he at that point?
He was in high school. I believe he was 17, I think.
Oh, wow.
At that, he looked at that book.
Okay. And what age did he have his trach removed?
8.5, roughly.
At 8 years old.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he was. Okay. Yeah, he was almost 8.5. Took it out, and then a few months later, they closed up the hole that was in his throat.
So he knew everything had happened. He just didn't know that people were communicating about it, that there was a lifelike journal.
Yes. Yeah. He had no idea how his birth had affected all the people and changed their lives. And just, because for him, he was just busy living his life and just being his normal, positive, happy self, and just not thinking about, hey, it's not really normal to spend weeks and weeks in a hospital at a time.
Yeah.
That was just part of his life.
So who came up with the titles? I really enjoyed the titles because they're really descriptive, like He May Not Talk, or When Hospital is a Second Home, The Lone Star State. I mean, I know all of those bring back individual memories for you.
Sometimes they were pretty obvious just because they very much went with the memory. And for some of those, it was the help of our editor came up with a couple ones. Like she came up with the one Big Sister chimes in.
And for the most part, I love the fact that Marcus wanted to live a normal life. He wanted to try bowling and golfing and baseball. And, my kids tried things too, and they didn't work out the way that
Right.
they thought. But he persevered. I love when he said he wanted to earn an athletic scholarship,
Yes.
and he did it.
He got a little scholarship, yes, for what he had for his participation in the bowling program at his high school.
Well, and the Minnesota State Fair. I love the fair, being in 4-H.
Very unexpected. Were you in 4-H?
I was not, but I love the state fair.
Me too. Yes, the 4-H experience at the state fair is really a big thing for those kids. And it's pretty amazing to see all their projects and, the animals that they've worked with. For Marcus, it was just a dream come true, and he was so grateful to be able to participate in that and be a part of that.
That's so cool, because I feel nowadays people are a lot more understanding, and you were able to tap into the right communities. So getting him involved with people there, and he had some hobbies too, like fishing,
Yes.
and that's such a great thing to do. And having the Ronald McDonald House, having the Caring Bridge, I mean, you had everything lined up perfectly. It may not seem like it to you, but it had to have been.
How everything worked out, I could never have planned everything. Just whatever we needed was just right there, at the right time.
Yeah.
And we would have had no idea that we would have needed that kind of help, support, or just the right person came at the right time, or a doctor sat down at lunch with a couple other doctors and they had a conversation that truly would benefited Marcus in ways that, I never would have dreamed of that.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure that your faith had a lot to do with it. I mean, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, but I did sense there was some religion in this as you were writing this story, and as you went through this with Marcus. So having that strong faith was also an important piece, as well as these organizations that were able to step in for you.
It was very evident to us to see how God has provided over and over and over and brought him through what scientifically just can't be explained. Yes, it's been not exactly the way I ever pictured that my life would go, but it's been amazing. He's just a wonderful son.
How did you go about publishing the book once it was finished? So you said you had an editor that took a look at it, and then did the editor help you find a publisher?
So I spoke with an author that I knew, and he had read the book and said, I can put you in touch with my agent. That is the word, agent, and talk about that. And at this point, our goal, because of his health at that time, our goal was to get a copy of the book into his hands as quickly as we could, because I wanted him to see his book. So we could have gone that way, but then you also don't always get the final say in everything that's in the book. And that was another piece that was very important, that we didn't want to leave out the things that we held really dear and true. So we went the self-publishing route, which can be challenging in its own way as far as after everything's done. But it's worked out fine.
What's nice about self-publishing is that you don't have to order a garage full of books.
No.
So people can just go online, go on Amazon, go to Barnes & Noble, and they can order
order
as
it.
they want. Okay.
Yeah,
How,
there's even a cute store in Minneapolis called the Red Balloon Bookstore that has carried it.
oh, nice. Nice. How about the Barnes and Noble experience?
I've known a few people who've gone through that, ordered the books through that. I think that's been fine. I think
Okay.
most people have gone through Amazon.
So you had mentioned before too that Mike had played a role in writing the book, and as well as your daughter Heather. And I loved what Heather had written. And I don't remember at what part or which time Marcus was in the hospital, or what was going on at the time. But she wrote, "Take a deep breath as if you were helping Marcus breathe."
Oh, yes. Yeah,
And
that was,
yeah, and I'm just I had to just stop and think about that for a moment, that she truly meant that.
yes,
And just to feel that emotion and sincerity, that another person's breath was going to help Marcus. And I don't know, I just felt that sentence was so powerful. Do you
yes,
remember?
absolutely, yes. Marcus had a procedure and things hadn't gone well after. He ended up having a lot of fluid in his lungs, and we didn't know if he would make it through that night. So that night, both Noah and Heather came to the hospital, and we basically sat with him all night. And yes, that's when she wrote that. So she was writing that next to her brother, not knowing if he would survive in the
Mm.
next 5-10 minutes.
That must have been really hard for those kids, and especially you as a mom seeing that happening.
Right, you try to do your best by all of your kids, kids who are fortunate to be born healthy, and the kids who have other issues going on or special needs of some sort. And it's hard. We couldn't protect Heather and Mark and Noah from the heartache
Mm-hmm.
of them, because they cherish Marcus. The three of those guys are just amazingly sweet and love to be together, and we're very fortunate that way.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's not always how that goes when you have a child who's medically complex, because they need so much attention that it's hard on the other siblings. And it has at times been very hard. We've had just last December and January, we were in Cincinnati for 7 weeks, my husband and I, with Marcus. And Heather thankfully came home and stayed with Noah here, but that was a very, very difficult 7 weeks. And so even still, their lives get turned upside down, even though he's an adult now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
true. Once a mom, always a mom.
that's right. That is right. Yes. Yeah.
And you almost quoted yourself in the book you wrote. "To us, he is priceless."
Yes.
I love
Yes.
it. The other thing that you had written in the book that caught my eye too was the one time when he wrote in your hand, "Mom."
Oh, yes. He signed it
Yeah.
like sign language, MOM.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
That would have, you know, that must have been like a scream.
It was, yes. Yeah, it was a panicked cry for help. Mhm.
Wow.
Because what followed that was it was a huge moment. And I'm glad that he could somehow, through all of that, get our attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Moms just have a way of knowing. It's true.
Yes, sometimes.
So now, can you share with us how his lungs are doing right now?
I can. He has had 2 separate surgeries to remove his entire right lung. So he only has his left lung now.
Okay.
And his left lung does have chronic lung disease from years of exposure to aspiration and different thing and illness. And then what was really causing a lot of issues was he had developed a fungal infection in his one remaining lung. So that was what was being addressed last December and January. And then again, things don't always go as smoothly and as planned, but he's doing really, really well right now. Very, very happy for him, for us.
Where is he getting his medical help?
So some of his specialists are still pediatric doctors, but there are no adult doctors for this condition, because he is the oldest survivor. If you have a laryngeal cleft, you want to make sure that you have a physician that has experience with clefts. And it took about 21 years. Another moment in time we never could have predicted, but a lung doctor that was doing surgery with an ENT were in the operating room together and they were talking about laryngeal cleft things. And she asked him, "Hey, have you ever met Markus?" And he said, "No." And he goes, "Oh, well, he's 21. You should meet him." And he couldn't believe that he was 21. So yes, he called us. And then about 5 minutes later, the doctor called and said, "Yeah, we'd like to see if we can help in any way. Come on down here." So that was because I had never heard of any doctors with experience with clefts for 21 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And for the doctor to have a heart like that.
Yes, they're very, very amazing.
Very nice. And Mike, Markus's dad, one thing that I that caught my eye here too is exhale, coming from an exhausted mind. Now, I think this was him writing, or was this you? Stay in the moment. I whisper to myself, don't borrow the worries of tomorrow, as today has enough worries of its own.
I believe that's him.
Okay. And it was in quotes, so he may have taken that from somebody else. But the exhausted mind, there's energy drinks nowadays to, keep our bodies awake. But when your mind is exhausted, there's not much you can take for that.
No, there is not. When your child is in the hospital for a long time, or, we've had stints for months where we were doing home IVs, every 6 hours and different things like that. You just have to focus on the next minute. I know I can do this minute. I'm not going to think an hour from now because I don't have the energy for that. And you just want your child to be well and doing whatever you have to help them through that.
So can that be relatable to your journey as being a published author? How frustrating was it writing a book? I'm sure there's no comparison with what you went through as a mother.
I guess I didn't feel that it was more after the fact that I went, oh, I kind of wish I would have gone with a publisher just for the help on the backside of it. But writing it, I would do it when I had that energy to do it. And I just allowed myself some grace to say, it's just not here today. I'm going to have to focus on something else for now and come back to it. So I think that it came out at the right time and it had the right words in it for the audience that needed to read it. And I'm grateful, but it was I guess the most difficult part for me was making sure all the punctuation and everything was all right. Yeah, it's because everybody kept saying you're gonna miss a period or something, but you have people that help with that as well. But it's it needed to be Markus's voice.
Okay.
He wanted to because he has such a unique voice and a unique way of saying things that we wanted to be sure that it was true to that.
And you just mentioned about the IVs, and he had one Valentine's Day where he had 4 IVs.
Oh, yeah, there was. Yeah, after the first lung removal, he was on multiple IVs for months. Yes. Then that's all I would do pretty much, is my phone. I had the alarms going off all the time. As soon as
Oh, so he was home
he can be home. Yes. Yep.
with all that.
We can do them at home for most of the medications. Sometimes we can. And the older that I've gotten, I can't do that schedule anymore. So,
Well, you probably had to take your heart out of the whole situation, because as a mom, when you look at your child being hooked up that way, it had to have broken your heart. So you almost had to take a higher meaning to life, like this is what's keeping him alive.
yes, yeah, you definitely have to change, your point of view. I can recall vividly one time he was like about 3 years old, 4 years old maybe, and this photo is in the book. But he was standing at the window. He was sick, and it was winter time, and kids were playing in the snow in our front yard. And he's hooked up to his CPAP ventilator, so long tubes going off, and his feeding tube. And he stood there, but in Markus fashion, he was laughing at them. And for me, it was heartbreaking, because it's like, I want him out there playing with those. He should be playing in the snow and playing with the kids. And it was a moment where I kind of felt annoyed and a little angry. It's just like, and then I was like, nope, nope. And that's when I filled up the sled and brought the snow inside in the bathtub.
Okay.
And yeah, he and Heather played with snowmen. So it was just figuring out a different way to be able to do the things
Very
that
creative.
didn't work at the moment.
Yeah, so creative. And you're right, it probably was harder than on you because he didn't know of it in any other way.
Right, yes. But yeah, Mike and I knew. And yeah, even eating, because he is tube fed, we made the decision early that even at dinners and stuff, he would sit with us, even though he couldn't always eat. Sometimes he tried, and it didn't usually end very well. But that was just a normal thing at our house. But it's such a social thing, and it's like, one day, if you're fortunate enough to have a family, or you're going to have some friends sometimes, that they want to do things, and you're going to want to be with them. So you just got to be with that. But sometimes it's hard. It's, you want your kid to enjoy, it's fun to eat ice cream. Yeah.
What a great idea. I like that, to have him included during family time, because how sad for him to sit by himself.
Right.
So
yeah.
Okay, so we're in year 2024. He's 25 years old. He's graduated from college. So what is Markus up to these days?
He is working full-time as an associate accountant. And then, actually, not to brag, but I'm going to brag because it was an exciting moment for, it was just another one of those moments like, will something like this ever happen? But his boss told him, hey, you know what? There's an accounting position opening and you're ready. And he should apply. So he just interviewed yesterday. So we'll see.
Okay, so Deb, this has been really great to really talk about the book with you and the steps that you went through to actually become a published author, because you could have easily just set it aside and not shared it with everyone. And I was just curious, I know you have, if you could just share with our listeners, I know you have something exciting coming up in October.
Yes, we do. It was actually through some families that have purchased the book that we wrote. There are families with children with laryngeal clefts that found our book. I was able to find a Facebook group, which has 1,900 members, all who have children or are someone with a laryngeal cleft. And on there, we saw that people were still having a hard time finding information on laryngeal clefts. And it's like, I knew in 1999 this was the case, but at 2024, it's like that should not be anymore. So another mom and I are starting the first laryngeal cleft nonprofit called Laryngeal Cleft Network, which will be launching officially in October. So we're very excited about that.
Wow, that is really, really exciting. So this is your nonprofit that you're starting.
Yes, yes, I'm a co-founder.
You're a co-founder. How
Yes.
exciting. And you have an accountant in your house that can help you figure out the ins and outs.
Yeah, well, yeah, he could. He's more the voice of the patient. He's the expert voice of the patient.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. So how can we not miss out on this? How do we find you and how do we find Markus?
Well, for finding our author page, that's Markus Bachman, MarkusBachman.com. And the upcoming launch will be you can find it at Laryngeal Cleft. And try to spell this right here, LaryngealCleft.org.
Okay. And so
Yes.
what we will do is we'll put those links in the show notes so that people can
Wonderful.
make it easy for people to find you. So would you like to have Markus come and say hi, or is
I
he
will.
busy?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go grab him.
Okay. Hello, Markus. So Markus, is there anything that you want to share since finishing college?
Ever since finishing college, and ever since I had my surgery, February of 22, life has been much, much better since I got the fistula closed. I did go back to Ohio a few more times, and I had a surgery in December to have a fungal mass hopefully removed or dealt with. I believe it was successful, but it's kind of a waiting period right now. Otherwise, I mean, now I'm working full time and working at the same company for 2 years as an accountant. We've been exploring possibly me trying to move out, which, as someone with medical challenges, it's one of those things where it's exciting, but it's terrifying. But because there's extra layers when you have all the medical challenges, we just haven't found the right place yet.
Yeah.
Looking. And then we're hoping to get a service. We're hoping to get a service dog for me because of my hearing loss. But we'll see. We've been able to go on some family trips. I actually spent a week with my sister at her place in North Dakota last month. And that was an extremely good time, and the sister and we were so grateful that we could do that, because it was a trip that we had talked about since like November of last year. And she said, when you get through the surgery, you will be coming up to my place. And we finally got to do that. And it got to just be me and her and one of our aunts, and that's the only thing I can remember. Just being us, but not like
Right. Yes.
in 25 years. It was like the first time where it was like my sister and I outside of the house, but together, but not at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really thankful for that and that my health was stable enough. Um, Overall, I feel like right now I'm in a pretty good period of life with my health.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm trying not to take it for granted because I know it can change.
Mm-hmm. You know, your story is going to make a difference for a lot of people. I'm glad that you took the time to do it because it can be a pain writing a book.
I mean, I'll still write Cambridge updates.
Oh, good.
I like the last couple months, the last few months have been really just living life and just doing stuff.
Yeah.
I hadn't done one for a couple months, and I'm like, oh no.
You're adulting.
What?
You're adulting.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
25 today, 50 tomorrow. Just wait. It goes fast.
It does. It does. So, no, it's been really pretty good. You know, and I wish that, no, I don't wish anyone to have the condition that I have for what we've had to go through. But in the last couple of years, we have met at least 4 or 5 families
Mm-hmm.
who have kids of their own with my condition,
Mm-hmm.
including a 20-year-old in Idaho and a 18-year-old in Australia that I talked with.
Wow.
And they both have the same condition that I was born with.
Mm-hmm.
So to have the 2 of them has been huge.
Yeah.
So we've done messenger messenger video calls several times. It's just been good to go connect with other patients who quote unquote get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, for mom to be able to help the mom of the 20-year-old in Idaho, because I've had a trach twice now in my life. But when he had his trach, that was a new thing for him. And there were several times that his mom called us because she's like, "How do I do this?"
Mm.
And so for our mom here to have the knowledge to go to share that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's not what we want to know, but I'm glad that at least we can use it to help somebody else.
So true. So true. Markus, the one thing that we started the conversation with, I don't know if you can hear me, but one thing you said in the book is my challenges will not stop me.
Mm-mm. No, I do what I can to not let that stop me. It's not always easy. Like packing up to go on vacations at night. If you saw the back of our minivan, which is, but I think when we've gone through all of this stuff, it makes us just kind of want to just do stuff more and to make those lists to try to handle the harder times better. Like when I had my surgery in my last year of college, I made a list of things I wanted to do, and it helped me to focus on something else besides the discomfort and not being able to verbalize. and I was able to complete a good chunk of that list, including graduating on time with my 4-year degree, despite the surgery and being out of state for months, 3 months. It might not have been pretty sometimes, but we made it work.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you are an excellent communicator. You communicate better than I do. You're doing good. I think it's your age. When you're young and 25, sometimes it's a little bit easier than us older millennials. Oh, I don't know what I am. So
Yeah,
well
that's okay.
done. Good for you. Congratulations on completing college and working and saving money now
Yeah,
or spending
yeah,
it.
it's been,
Yes, yes. Are you saving it or spending the money you're making?
I'm not a big spender. I'm not a big spender, except maybe my vehicle when I reach.
There you go.
My car is my weak spot. I'm a car person, so that's probably where my money goes right now.
Uh,
Until I get a dog, then most of the money will go to that. So, because we've been looking for a dog for 4 months now.
okay.
So hopefully a little 4-legged friend will join the family before.
Oh, that would be nice. So, can people follow you on Caring Bridge?
Yeah,
Still?
yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah, yep. We've had that website for gosh, I think it'll be 10 years. It went to in ninth grade, but yeah, I still share my website with people.
All right. Well, thank you both. Thank you so much. Hey, what a great opportunity to meet Deb Bachman and her son Markus. Just to know that he is a voice that his mother didn't think would even exist. So if you're afraid of becoming that published author, don't let your fear hold you back. And as Markus says, my challenges will not stop me.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Time for You for Female Entrepreneurs. If you loved this episode as much as I did, head on over and rate and subscribe so you never miss an episode. New episodes drop every week, and if you want to support the show, leaving a review goes a long way. A special shout out to our amazing partners and sponsors. Their support allows us to continue bringing you engaging content every week. And with that, a big thank you. I look forward to seeing you next time. If you're ready to supercharge your email marketing and automation game, look no further than my favorite autoresponder, Active Campaign. It's the ultimate all-in-one platform designed to turn your contacts into customers and your customers into loyal advocates. Imagine having a tool that not only understands your customers, but anticipates their needs. That's what Active Campaign does. With its powerful customer experience automation, you can create personalized journeys that nurture leads, drive sales, and build lasting relationships. The biggest reason I chose Active Campaign after trying other autoresponders is because I wanted to make sure my emails were being delivered and not going into spam. I need to know that my emails actually get to the people I'm emailing so that I have good engagement rates, response rates, and click-through rates on every email I create. Then I can have peace of mind that what I send out about my blog posts or upcoming events gets delivered and that people get to read what I write. And since it's just me, using Active Campaign saves me a bunch of time because I've been setting up automations that I can just drag and drop, allowing me to save hours of time. Not only have their pre-built automations and integrations saved me time, I'm able to power a personalized marketing plan throughout the customer's life cycle. In the end, I really want to personalize my message and make sure that each person is getting a unique email tailored to them, because I don't want to be sending bulk cookie cutter emails. I want to make sure that my customers and community is getting things that are tailored to them as much as I can. Email marketing doesn't have to be crazy where you're not just pushing information. ActiveCampaign teaches you how to be pulling information as well. I appreciate the value I've received from ActiveCampaign when it comes to creating and managing email campaigns. The support through webinars, live chats, and live study halls have been very helpful in maximizing their platform and a great alternative to those other email services I've tried in the past. ActiveCampaign allows me to build a business without relying on advertising. It has simplified my marketing processes, saving me time, which allows me to focus on what I do best, serving my customers. Whether you're a small business or just starting or a seasoned entrepreneur, ActiveCampaign scales to meet your needs and grows with you. If you're ready to up your marketing game, go to my website, lisarcarmichael.com/ActiveCampaign. That's my partner link, and sign up for a free trial. Experience firsthand the power of ActiveCampaign and take your marketing to a new level. Don't miss out. Stay ahead and stay automated with ActiveCampaign. Go to lisarcarmichael.com/ActiveCampaign for your free trial. Hi friends. Today let's have a heart-to-heart about something that's been a significant part of my life, skincare. As a busy female entrepreneur, I need a skincare routine that's quick, easy, and super effective. Turning 60 didn't bother me because I've been taking care of my skin every day for 20 plus years. I didn't always, but I'm glad I did start when I did. Let's fast forward to 1 year ago, and let me tell you about a game changer for me. I stumbled across my secret weapon, Droplet. Droplet is not your typical skincare company. It's a revolutionary approach that delivers personalized monthly skincare subscriptions tailored to your specific skin type. The magic lies in the Droplet Micro Infuser, a device that creates microscopic droplets from formulated capsules, expelling them at a high velocity to infuse ultra-concentrated active ingredients deep into your skin. Now, I'm a self-proclaimed skincare junkie. I've tried it all, from serums to spa treatments, and even once selling a natural body care line. So when I heard about Droplet, I knew I had to give it a shot. I can confidently say it's made a remarkable difference in my skin and my routine. The Droplet Skincare Micro Mist Infusing Device is a game changer. It uses a gentle mist to penetrate ingredients 20 times deeper through micro mist technology. It works with formulated capsules similar to an espresso machine, allowing you to infuse the treatments that are right for you into, not just onto, your skin. Here's how Droplet works. Choose your serum, collagen, retinol, glycolic acid, or maybe a lip plumper. Insert the capsule, hold the device to your face, and press the button. A fine mist of the serum is released onto your skin, targeting your face, your neck, chest, anywhere you want to focus on. These misting capsules have transformed my skincare routine. The results are incredible, from increased resilience to fading hyperpigmentation. Why do I love Droplet? It's quick, easy, and the capsules are recyclable. No cleanup, no hassle. And here's the bonus. Droplet's formulas are clinical strength, dermatologist recommended, cruelty-free, sulfate-free, paraben-free, gluten-free, soy-free, fragrance-free, and vegan-free. It's a skincare lover's dream. If you're looking to level up your skincare routine and evolve beyond the basics, Droplet is your answer. Plus, they offer free skin consultations with their estheticians to address your skin concerns. Investing in a good skincare routine and self-care is crucial for any woman, especially us busy entrepreneurs. First impressions matter, and you want to put your best face forward. It's time to evolve and embrace the next level of skincare. Head over to the droplet link on my website today where you can start your own personalized droplet routine. Here's to glowing, radiant, and fiercely beautiful you, no matter what age you are. Go to lisarcarmichael.com/droplet.